Hello and welcome back to Greenwich Valley with me, Walko. Hello everybody, how are we all doing this afternoon, this evening, this morning, whenever you're watching this and wherever you may be in the world. Now, in the last episode, you saw me finishing off on a contract and done on a few fertiliser contracts. Now, I'm now already in the middle of doing another contract, 38, which you saw me start at the end of the last episode. Now, off camera, I got the harvester up there, and I've had the harvester doing a little bit of work whilst I've come back to the store. Now, well, with a worker, of course, why have I come back to the store? I'm going to get a little bit of kit. Now, there is a few other contracts that are available at the moment. There's a cultivating one, and there's also a baling one, for tedding and getting hay. I might just get them later. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. They're not very major. You don't really get that much for hay anyway, surplus, so might not bother. I don't know. But what I am going to do, because I've got a couple of extra mods on, which I'll explain what they are in a moment, I am going to collect a bale trailer, square one, and I'm going to buy a baler as well. Now, let's just do this, do my usual colours, simply because that's how I roll. Put a trailer hitch on the back. Yep, that'll do. And let's get the baler. It's only going to be a small baler. It's a speculate to accumulate thing again. 12 grand for this one, which is not bad at all considering it's a baler. You know, if you get the in-game one, it's pretty close to, well, no, it's over 100 grand, I think. Not sure, can't remember. I'm checking a bit. Anyway, I have got two other mods on. I have got collect straw at missions and straw harvest on. Now, whoops. And I've also got straw me as well. Sorry, I do apologise. Now, with these three mods, it poses a nice little thing. Because with one of the mods itself, it changes the properties of what you can get. I'm going to try and see if I can connect the baler up. Sometimes certain balers can connect up to these trailers. Sometimes I don't think. No, this one's not going to, is it? No, it just depends on the baler. Managed to do it beforehand, but yeah, that ain't happening. Anyway, but yeah, it changes the properties, so it then gives you extra straw types. So, for example, if you go with Canoa, it's only for certain ones. Canoa, you get Canoa straw. If you watched my Six Ashes series, when I restarted the Classic series, Classic series will come back at some point. I just haven't really had the time to get back to it. And there's certain things I want to do with the game before we end up with, hashtag FS22 appears. Now, yeah, and with that you can get Canoa, and then the Canoa drops straw. You also have corn stalks if you do corn, and soybean straw if you do soybeans. Now, on the mission I'm doing at the moment, it's soybean. I've been dropping the straw swath as I've been going. So, you can probably see where this is heading. Now, as you know, or you may know, or you may not know, and I did mention it beforehand, with a harvesting contract, what I love about them is that you already get double bubble anyway. So you basically get the contract money, and then once you've done the harvest and you've taken the harvest down to whatever sell point that they want it, whatever, whether it be Linton Mill for this one or Whitney Grains, whatever, whatever they want it to. After they've got the amount that they require, there's always surplus grain over. So then you can either sell that off or bag it, stick it in a silo. I haven't got a silo yet. It's just no good to me. So, and I need money. I want to get as much money as possible. So, I'm just going to sell it off. So when you sell it off, you usually end up with around the same amount as what you got for the contract anyway. So you're being paid twice. Now with the straw me on, and also with collect straw at harvest, that gives me permission to run a baler or a loading wagon to collect the straw. Now, I've done a test on how much you get, how much money you get basically in a way compared to collecting loose and collecting straw as a bale, and I will probably present that at some point. I can tell you, for some reason, you get more money selling as a bale than you do as straw. I don't know why. It's odd. It is a bit odd considering, but it's just how it seems to be, and I will probably do that at some point, as just to show you what I'm talking about. But alas, I'm going for the money. I speculate to accumulate. We want to get ourselves a farmyard, or at least an area where I can set up shop. Now, the fields on this map and farmyards on this map are not cheap, but they're not expensive either. They're sort of relative. So yeah, I suppose I could go get myself a loan, but I think loans are not the best idea. Yeah, I know in reality farmers will get loans out when they have to. It's understandable, but I don't think it's needed for me at the moment. But the thing is, though, you end up having to pay back double, if not triple, how much, depending on how quick you've paid back the loan. So, you know, let's get around here. Now this baler, I believe it needs 120 horsepower to pull it. Now the Zetor has 117, so it's slightly deficient. Now you'll notice with some bits of kit, if you're slightly under, you may just get away with it, depending. But that depends on the kit. I mean, mind you, there is a nice little hack when it comes to getting ripper plows. So let's just say you get a ripper plow that's 180 horsepower. Now let's just say, for example, you've got a tractor like this. We'll say this Zetor, which is 117. Now pulling it normally, well, it just won't work, will it? But if you turn it round and you put it on the back, well, pick it up from the opposite direction and then pull it backwards, you're still ploughing the ground, but it sort of cancels out that buffer. It's a bit odd. The physics on this game is a bit odd. You can already tell. I'm trying to turn. You can already tell that the Zetor is actually down on power at the moment as we pull along here, because whenever I use this baler, and I do use, used to use it more, but I do use this baler a lot, and it don't usually take this much of an effort to pull. So it's clear that it's down on power, as it is down on power. So that -3 is showing, but it's still pulling, it's still doing it, it's just doing it at a slower rate. So it's not exactly, it's not going to cause too much of an issue to me. I think somewhere down the line in this episode I might just give you a nice little time lapse, just because I've already done some harvesting already on contract on screen already. I'm going to say thank you, by the way, to those who have, there's been a couple of people that have messaged me saying I hope you feel better soon from the last episode when I mentioned about my hay fever. Thank you, I appreciate that. It's sort of, at the moment, I don't understand what's going on with it. And you can probably hear it in my voice, it's a little bit on the croaky side, because the odd sneezes, the odd cough, well, quite a few sneezes, shall say, the odd coughing. It's not the dreaded I've had that tested, came back negative, but it's a case of I'm getting the hell kicked out of me. Apparently it's not just me either, so I just don't understand it in a way, because I've never ever had problems, and it's only now that it's starting to appear. So, I mean, last year, like I said, I had a few odd little bits of hay fever. This year, my God. Oh. Let's get underneath. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump the truck just underneath, let it empty, and then, there we go. And whilst, if I leave it here and move off with the Zetor, it will still fill. So, and then, but once that's finished filling, the harvester will just move off again. So I'm just going to have to reverse, I think, here. Being careful of the crop. Like I said, a lot of crop destruction on. I don't know if it would do any damage, but I don't really want to risk it. You know, because that means I lose money, you know. Or as much extra crop over as possible to get the extra money for the contract. Let's go around this one. So, looks like closing ceremony of the Olympics has been and gone today. Yeah, congratulations to Team GB for getting fourth, which is brilliant. But I must admit, I'll be honest, I've not really watched the Olympics this year. In fact, I've not seen any of it. I didn't even see the opening ceremony. I actually didn't know at first until Olympics was this year. I know it sounds daft, but it was literally, I only found out that the Olympics was this year. That's how bad it was that I was paying attention to it during FarmCon. It had been mentioned then. Olympics was going to be starting, or the opening ceremony was going to start on that weekend. I was like, hang on a minute, what? It was quite hilarious, really. And there was even mentioned in a tweet by Terminator. Big shout out to Terminator, because it was mentioned that there was more people that were watching FSL than there was people that were watching the Olympics. It's quite alarming, really. You know, I hate to say that, but it's quite alarming. Getting there. Right, well, I'm going to give a little shout out quickly as well. And this is to another content creator, and that's Average Gamer. Big up to you. How you doing? Check out his content. Yeah, another little shout out as well. And that is to Heavy Metal Gaming on YouTube. Go check out his stuff. He's brand new. Go check him out. You know, show love. I'm going to do a little bit of time lapse, I think. Just so you can see what's going on. It's going to take a while. Right, so baling done. Just collected the first load of trailer, full load. Still got a few more in the field, which I'll come back for in a moment. Let's see. how much we make from this. I'll be able to tell you if it is double bubble, triple bubble, quadruple bubble, or double bubble with a double bubble. It's already double bubble anyway. I mean, I've not completed the contract yet. That's something I will do shortly. Once I've collected everything, because I don't think it will stop me from picking up the bales after I click complete, but I don't want to risk it. So I'll click them first, then I'll hit it. So let's see how it goes. It's just up here on the right, I think. If I'm there rightly. That one? Yeah. Okay. Oh, almost stuck on the wall. Pillock. There we go. I'm in. Yes, this is an auto-load trailer, before you ask. Fliegl Autoload. It is useful. I do like it. I don't use auto-load all the time, but it is convenient, so I understand why people do it. Oh, hello, that wasn't bad at all. Right, let's get the rest of them. Oh, this is a long trailer, I'll give it that. Pull in. Let's go. Right. This is the last of it. We were one bale short of a full load. It's not bad. Let's try and get rid of these. Nice. So basically we're up to where we started yesterday. Well, on the last episode, should I say. Not bad going. Well, I'm going to get back to the yard. And I think... Oh yes, before I forget. Now, as I mentioned, I'm still a ways off getting somewhere. Because just to get one of the areas, it's expensive. Because all the farms come with 1 to 2 fields along as a plot. So that's why it's so expensive. I mean, even a cow farm up here. With a cow and all sheep, the field itself is part of it. So, well, I think at the end of this episode, I'm going to say to you all, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button and do take care.